Hello everyone, my name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about From Tarzan of the Apes, written by Edgar Rice Burroughs. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment so that the channel can continue to grow and all that good stuff. So today I'm just going to be giving you guys the summary of the excerpt of this book by Edgar Rice Burroughs. Um, it's this excerpt is very interesting. I mean, everybody knows the Tarzan story. Everybody knows. I mean, if you're a kid and you watch TV, or if you've watched the movies, you know who Tarzan is. But the difference between the movies, the TV shows, and you can say the book is that the book gives you a lot more detail. So let me just tell you guys what happens in the excerpt. Basically, what happens is that um, you get the story of Tarzan. You know that Turkey is the at the top of the hierarchy in the whole, I guess, ape civilization, the ape habitat, and he gets overthrown, and Tarzan's a part of it. And basically, he gets beaten. He gets cast out of the group, and basically he's mad, he's angry, and he hates Tarzan because Tarzan is a part of it. And basically, what he does is, he goes out into the jungle. He finds Jane. He takes Jane and kidnaps her. And basically, Tarzan has to rescue her. And after rescuing her, Jane kisses him because the adrenaline. She thought she was going to die, and comes this jungle man who saves her. So it's the basic Tarzan story, but this excerpt, which pretty much talked to us about the Tarzan story, it's really interesting because it gives you more detail to the jungle. It gives you more detail to what's happening in the jungle and how Tarzan is Tarzan. Because in the movies, you can see what Tarzan is doing. In the movies, you can see what Tarzan is going through. But in the book, you get to see him observe his situation, look at the nature around him. So like the way that Tarzan tracks down the ape. Or other animals is really interesting because he's a master tracker. He's looking at how the clues that the animals leave behind, like fur, or if they step on a tree, or if they step on a branch, or if they step on an insect, and that's how he manages to track down Turk, and pretty much find him. And he's a human, so he can store that information in his mind and know how to move around the jungle, how to avoid certain things, and what to do and what not to do. So the excerpt here, this is just the excerpt, not the entire novel by Edgar Rice Burroughs. It's the excerpt really makes it enticing to read the novel. So if you guys are looking into reading this novel, I think this excerpt gives you an idea of what you're going to read about and what you're going to find. And the detail is very interesting. It's details are very important. If you're a book reader, if you love reading books, the details allow you to build your own mental image of what's happening in this world. And I mean, I know the Tarzan story. Everybody knows the Tarzan story. But the book adds pieces of it that you never thought about before, because you actually kind of get the mental aspect of what Tarzan is thinking and how he's more animalistic. Because and the other thing is, from the narrator, you get you get Tarzan's mental process, his thought process as to how he exists in the jungle. And in fact, I can even say, like, it makes it easier to believe in how a human can exist in the jungle and be brave and fight these animals. Like, in reality, we know that Tarzan would be dead. I mean, it's a human facing an ape. Come on. But I mean, but come on, we're gonna take this from a Disney standpoint and say that if this was possible for a man to grow up amongst apes and beat them when he wants to, The book makes a good argument for it, and it even talks from a biological standpoint. It talks about how Tarzan is able, since he was raised by these apes, he's able to um, unlock certain parts of his human capabilities that we often don't develop because we don't grow up in the wild, we don't grow up in nature. And that makes a lot of sense, especially when you're talking about things like your immune system and how if you spend more time in nature, if you spend more time outside with certain germs or certain things in the natural part of life, your immune system gets stronger. So it kind of makes sense that they would say here, because Tarzan was raised by apes, because he was raised in nature, he's able to do things that other humans can't do. So it's really interesting. In terms of analysis, in terms of deeper meaning here, I mean, it's your basic Cinderella story with, a damsel in distress gets kidnapped by some type of villain. The hero comes in out of nowhere, saves the damsel in distress, and then they end up together at the end of this story. Nothing really changes. That's a trope that Disney loves. That's a trope that pretty much all romantic books or romantic movies or romantic TV shows do. Strong male, some type of masculine male, comes into the picture, saves the day, and eventually the female warms up to the masculine male, and this excerpt pretty much ends with Tarzan just grabbing Jane and running into the jungle. And we all know at the end they get used to each other in that sense. So that's just the excerpt. That's the summary and analysis of, or what I thought about the excerpt and what happened within it. If you guys are looking to read it, it is if you're looking to read the book, it is I think it would be, well, the excerpt, I think, um, pretty much sets up a good understanding to if you're looking to read the book, you can get a good understanding what you're going to get from with the excerpt. But that's all I had to say about this, guys. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.